everyone, today we are doing a pick a card reading with these tarot cards decks. So today I'm using the Rider-Waite deck, which is the most classic tarot deck, and this is actually my first video, so I'm super excited to be here on YouTube sharing my knowledge with all of you, and I look forward to you subscribing and following along my journey. So if you like this reading, give me a thumbs up, and of course if you want to see more videos, I'll be making a bunch more, so just hit the subscribe button. Alright, let's get started. So first of all, one important thing is that I will be putting the timestamps in the description, so you can fast forward and get your personal reading once you choose one of the three decks. So this is deck 1, and here we have the Rose Quartz. This is deck 2, and we have the Amethyst, and this is deck 3, and here we have the Natural Quartz. So what I'll be asking you to do is choose one of these three decks. I'll be choosing cards in the decks for you, and I'll interpret your reading to answer the question, will I be famous, and if so, how? So take a moment and just channel your intuition towards choosing the deck that makes most sense for you and will answer this question. So just take a few seconds to think about that, and then we'll get started. Okay, so group 1, let's get started with you. So as you can see here, I've pulled 4 different cards from your deck. You can see we have the 4 of Swords, the 2 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. And this is all to answer the question, will I be famous, and if so, how? So let's talk about these quickly. So here we have the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is a card of restfulness. It symbolizes a delay. So right now you might be going through a bit of a delay. It might take you some time to get famous, but it's all about healing and recovery, and right now you're gaining energy. So you might not be famous overnight, for example, but it definitely means that there's still an opportunity down the line. And this time is very important to make sure that you're really balancing your energy and collecting all of the resources and even some knowledge that you need. Now here we have the 2 of Wands. And the 2 of Wands is great in context of this question because it's all about planning. And as you can see here, this man, he's standing behind the castle gates and he's looking out over the land and the kingdom, and he's thinking to himself, you know, what are his plans and what are his strategies? And so you are going to be entering this period of your life where you'll be strategizing more, you'll be planning, and you'll really be charting a path for your future development. And you can see here he's even holding the world, and so it's kind of symbolizing like the whole world is at his fingertips. And so you, as perhaps like an entrepreneur or even like a business owner, you have many opportunities, and all of these things are available to you. Here we have the 4 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles is a great card to show up in your spread because what it symbolizes is financial security and abundance. And so you're coming to this point in your life where you're feeling very stable. And yes, it did take some time to get there, but once you're there, you're very stable, you're all set, and you're ready to go. And so in the context of being famous, you know, this is a really good opportunity for you because it shows that, you know, you might do something that might attract a lot of attention, and all of your efforts will be returned in kind. And so therefore, you know, you will be quite financially secure. And the last card that you guys got is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a beautiful card, especially in context of your reading, because it's all about really aligning the mind, the body, and the spirit. And so it's about tranquility and balance. And so yes, you might have made a lot of money and you might have had to do a lot of strategy and a lot of work in order to get there, but this shows that you come to a point where you are balanced and you are pretty secure in yourself and where you are in your life. So group 1, it seems like you guys are really on a good path for being famous, believe it or not. So even if you're not right where you want to be today, these cards are pretty fortunate for you, and I would say that you have a lot to look forward to. Alright, so I've pulled some clarifying cards for you today, so we can talk about these clarifying cards in context with the cards that I pulled just now, and these will just provide some additional insight. So here we have the Three of Pentacles, and this correlates with the Four of Swords that I pulled before. So the Three of Pentacles is really all about learning and apprenticeship, and it's really about developing the skills that you need in order to get to where you want to be. So for example, if you want to be famous, it's about surrounding yourself with the right influences and the right people who will be able to teach you and mentor you. And during that time, you're really building up your bank of knowledge and skills, and you're developing yourself. So don't get me wrong, this will take some time and it will take some effort, but that effort is definitely worth it. Because here we see the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is in context of the Two of Wands I talked about before. So remember, you are strategizing and you're planning. And here the Six of Swords is about going on a journey. So you will be going on this journey, and the great thing about this card is that you'll be moving away from hardship. So the swords do represent hardship. As you can see, this guy here is paddling and he has to use a lot of effort in order to do this. But this is a card of hope. So if you're not right in the place that you want to be right now, then don't despair, because you definitely are going in the right direction. And with hard work and effort, you'll definitely get there. So next we have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is an awesome card to show up in your deck, especially here because you have this in context of the Four of Pentacles. And I spoke before about how the Four of Pentacles is all about financial security and abundance. So the Eight of Wands is about change. So you honestly might blink your eyes and wake up one day and it feels like your whole life has changed. Like literally, if you're thinking about becoming famous or you've planned and strategized toward it and that's something you really hope for, it's very possible that one day you could just wake up and you're famous, like literally like that. It might be as easy as uploading a video on YouTube, or it might take like years and years of work. But what this shows is a lot of movement and a lot of opportunities. So definitely be open to those opportunities because they're coming for you and they're in your path and in your future. And once they come, it's going to be really, really exciting. So the last card that I picked for you is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is honestly one of the best cards in the deck, so it's really lucky and fortunate that you chose it. In context of the King of Cups, the King of Cups, again, is all about stability, balance, and really finding harmony between the mind, the body, and the soul. And the Four of Wands has a similar interpretation, but it's really about reaping everything that you've sown. So finally the fruits of your labor have ripened, they're ready to be eaten, they're ready to celebrate, and you and your family, as you can see in these cards, are just like completely joyful. You have this castle, this metaphorical of course, but you are really enjoying the stage of your life that you're in, and all of the hard work that it took to get here has paid off. So group one, just to summarize, if you are wondering, are you going to be famous in the future? The answer is there is a high probability that you'll be famous. So I hope that you're excited. What it means for you, though, is that you do need to put in the time and effort to make sure that you develop the skills that you need, because that's going to set you on the path that will bring you to the right journey, which will create the right change in your life. And through that change, you are going to find the balance, the harmony, the tranquility, and also just the fortune and enjoyment of life that you've been waiting for. Okay, so group two, this is your reading. So here I've chosen 4 cards for you, and I'm going to go through each of them one by one. So here you can see that we have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles, to be honest, group two, is a bit of a hard card. So what it symbolizes is that right now you might be experiencing some suffering or some lack of stability, especially with material wealth or just the things going on in your life. So you might be going through a period of time that feels a little bit unstable for you. This can also affect your health and just affect, your general well-being. So you might feel like you're in a bit of a dark place right now. And I don't blame you, because now in the world is a very hard time. But the good news, group two, is that the second card you have in your deck is the Star. And the Star is one of the most lovely cards in the tarot deck. So what it's about is it's all about destiny and it's about hope. You can see here this woman, she's almost like an angel. She's bending down to the water and she's filling her cup. So if right now you feel like your cup is a little bit empty, or you're not really where you want to be, or maybe not feeling completely yourself, don't lose hope, because there is hope for you and things are going to start shifting and changing, and your cup is going to be full again soon. But it will take a little bit of time. So just like stars, they shine and they remind you that there is hope. Just hold out hope, because the things in your life right now, they are going to turn the corner and your conditions are going to get better. And in the context of the question, will I be famous? The star is actually a card that represents fame. So even though right now you might feel like you're really far away from this goal, or really far away from getting maybe like visibility or getting acknowledged for the work that you're putting in, don't worry about it, because things are going to shift and change for you. Next, we have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a great card because, as you can see here, there are three people and they're celebrating together. So this is a moment in your life where you feel like you've really developed kinship with other people. You have your community, you have the people who love you and support you, and the fruits of your labor are starting to pay off. And you can even see here in the card, they're like fruits and people are celebrating and they're having a good time. So definitely in context of being famous, this is a really good opportunistic card for you. It shows that you'll have the people in your life who will get you to where you want to go, and as long as you make the most of your personal connections and your personal network, and also are very like friendly and genuine about it, then you have a good chance to being famous. And definitely one of the paths to being famous for you is working with and through other people. So remember that you're not on this journey alone. It might feel like it right now, but through working with and through other people, you will reach the level of fame or the level of stability that you're looking for. The last card we have for you is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is a great card because this is all about motivation and goals, and it's all about movement. So if things feel a little bit stagnant to you right now, that's okay, because in the future there is a lot of movement, and the cups actually symbolize emotion. So this is something where you're going towards your goals, and those goals are probably really close to your heart. So it's probably things that you really care about, or people that you really care about that are connected to these goals, and you're going towards them with full force. So definitely group 2, you have a good path ahead of you. If you're in a tough place right now, it's going to be okay. And now I'm going to show you some clarifying cards. So you can see here I have these 4 cards. We have the Three of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. So I'll go through these quickly one by one. And the purpose of the clarifying cards is just to give you some more insight into the cards that I pulled for you earlier. So the first card is the Three of Swords, and it makes perfect sense when we are thinking about this in context with the Five of Pentacles that we pulled earlier. So the Three of Swords is, it is a difficult card. So it means that right now you are probably suffering a lot. So you're going through some kind of struggle, be it a mental struggle, spiritual, emotional, physical, whatever it is. And it also definitely could be a heartbreak. But in any case, there was some kind of thing, whether it was an opportunity or a relationship that didn't really work out how you wanted it to, and you are experiencing this period of instability and maybe even anguish. And it might be a really dark time for you right now. It's perfectly normal if you're feeling upset or depressed, but the good news for group 2 is that the next card is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is all about moving towards your goals. And the interesting thing about this is that in context of this card, you might even use some of the pain that you're feeling right now to actually motivate you. So take a moment and just tell yourself that you are exactly where you need to be, because the lessons that you're learning through this journey that you're going on right now are absolutely critical for you to be able to achieve the goals that you want to. And especially because the Knight of Swords is connected to the star, you have really, really good things coming for you. And I'll get into that a little bit more with these cards, but the star is all about hope and fame and destiny. So it is in your destiny to make a name for yourself and to have like a big calling, and you will be following that. And you just need to go through this hardship in order to channel that energy towards something greater and something where you can spread your message and help other people as well. The next card for you is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is honestly one of the best cards in the deck. So this card is truly a rags to riches story. So again, if you're in a difficult place right now, it's okay, it's going to pass. The Ace of Pentacles is really all about achieving your highest motivations. Like everything that you want, you are going to get it as long as you work hard and as long as you put in the effort and the time. This is what the Knight of Swords is about. The Ace of Pentacles is really about like true happiness. So financial abundance, you'll have emotional stability, you'll have the people in your life that you care for. And remember, we talked about the Three of Cups previously. So you're going to be at a period of your life where you have the people that you need, you have the family, the resources that you need, and you're just going to be celebrating and enjoying your life. So this is a really, really good card. And it's a really hopeful card, especially because this is connected to your destiny and your fate. And your fate is to be famous, by the way, because the star is all about fame, and this is really a true rags to riches story. The last one is the Nine of Pentacles, and this just sums it up even more nicely with like a nice bow on top. So the Nine of Pentacles is really about luxury and wealth and being able to just relax. So you might be in a difficult place now, but that is not going to continue for too long. You do need to go through what you're going through now, and you will get this. So you can see this woman in this card, she's practicing falconry, she's taking up different hobbies, she has literally everything that she wants. She's in these lavish clothes, and the good thing is that she's gotten here through like things that feed her mind and her emotions as well. So this isn't like something where, you know, you didn't get here by not being genuine. That's not the case at all. You got here through hard work, through effort, and through doing things that you truly care about and that you hold close to your heart. And this is all going to pay off. So all of the hard work that you're doing right now, just keep pushing through. I know it's probably a difficult time for you right now, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And once you start seeing that light, your life is definitely going to transform in these like crazy, amazing ways. So group 2, I am 100% sure that you're going to be famous. You might not believe it, it might not seem like it right now, but you have the Star, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the Nine of Pentacles. So you have a lot of good influences in your life, and you just need to keep pushing and just wait for them to come to you. Okay, group 3. So I've picked 4 cards for you, and we will be answering the question, will I be famous? And if so, how? So let's go through these quickly. So we have the Magician, the Knight of Wands, the World, and the Queen of Pentacles. So the first card, the Magician, is an awesome card. It's all about inspiration and about channeling your divine purpose into the practical and into reality. So the Magician is a great manifester. So if you have a lot of dreams, a lot of goals and inspirations, what you're really good at, like your key superpower, is channeling those things and making them show up in your life. So whether that's like creating a YouTube channel, writing a book, starting a business, it doesn't matter what it is, you have the power to take everything that's going on in your mind, your creativity and your ingenuity, and you're a very innovative person. So you should be using that power and channeling that towards your higher purpose and making sure that things show up for you in the way that you want them to. The Magician is also a very good salesperson. So it's very likely that you are a confident person and that you can use that confidence to benefit you in terms of business. So the Knight of Wands, in connection with this, is a great card because it's all about entrepreneurship, and it's about starting businesses, being at the cutting edge of innovation. So if you have ideas where you feel like you're gonna shake up the world or you're gonna change things, like this is you. You know, you need to use that power to sell yourself and to sell your ideas. And it's very likely, like I said before, that you are very good at marketing. So market yourself, market your business, use your skills for entrepreneurship, because you're really laying the foundation to take this to the next level. Like whatever it is that you're working on is going to be really big. The next card we have for you is the World. And the World is all about not just staying in your little box, rather it's like you're gonna be global. So this card symbolizes travel, it symbolizes expansion. So if you're in a like local position right now, maybe you run a local business or you're kind of staying within your community, that has to change, and it's going to change because the world is about taking what it is you're working on now to new heights and new levels. So it's very likely that you'll be going across the globe for whatever it is you're working on, and you'll have international exposure and also international recognition. So in the context of the question, will I be famous? It is very likely that you'll be famous in the sense that, you know, you might travel from place to place and you'll be seen as this recognized figure pushing this like innovative product or whatever it is that you're doing. And yeah, you're gonna have a lot of exposure. So that's really cool. And travel is also something that you'll be doing both for work and for fun, most likely. The last card is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is a cool card because if you are a woman watching this video, then this probably symbolizes you. If you are not a woman, man, or otherwise, the Queen of Pentacles is really like your partner. So this is someone who is very practical, very stable. You're channeling good things towards practicality. The Queen of Pentacles is also a very good card for motherhood, for raising, you know, a family, for being very happy with where you are. It's a card of comfort. And as you can see, you know, she's holding a pentacle. So she's in a good position in her life. And what this shows is that all of this hard work and all of this pushing and entrepreneurship is really going to pay off for you. So now I'm going to show you some clarifying cards and we'll get some additional information on these. Okay, group 3, so I've picked some clarifying cards for you. So here we have the Eight of Swords, the Hanged Man, the King of Wands, and the Hermit. And I'm going to talk about these in context of the cards that I just described to you. So the first one we have is the Eight of Swords. So if you were sitting there thinking to yourself, you know, this sounds great, but it all sounds too good to be true, that's kind of true to an extent. So the Eight of Swords is this feeling of being stuck. So you might have all of these great ideas and these great innovations that you want to put into practice, but you might feel a little bit stuck, or you might not really be sure how to manifest those things. And the thing about the Eight of Swords is it's really a card that encourages you to look within, because as you can see here, she's wearing a blindfold. So she thinks that she's stuck, but the truth is that you're not really stuck. So it does mean being creative, and it does also mean looking within. We know about you that you are very good at selling yourself. You're very good at the external, but what you are going to want to start focusing on is also the internal and achieving that harmony and balance within yourself, within your heart, making sure that you're aligned so that the external will come to you more naturally and in more of a genuine way. So the second card we have for you is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is this card where you're coming to a realization of understanding that you can't necessarily change everything in your situation. So you might be sitting there thinking, you know, I really wish that something in my life was different. But what this card is showing you is that it's really not productive to have those kind of thoughts. Instead, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to reflect, and you're going to want to think very carefully about your motivations. So in context of the Knight of Wands, you are an entrepreneur. Like, you have everything you need to be an entrepreneur, but don't get upset if it's not happening for you overnight, because what you need to go through right now is a spiritual journey. And in order to go through that spiritual journey, it kind of starts with you hitting the brakes for a second. Like, yes, you are going to push and you're going to continue to push. That's never going to stop. But you just need to hit the brakes and focus on the internal as much as the external so that these things balance out. And if you do that, then the odds are in your favor, because here we have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is actually about, it's like past the entrepreneurship phase. So this is a phase of stability, especially for business. This is really good. This is a very good card. It's all about stability. It's about having the right things in your life. Things are not being like tumultuous anymore. You've gotten to a period of your life where things are actually quite good, stable. You'll probably have a lot of fortune. Like, things are working out for you. So as long as you go through this reflective process, which is both a process of looking at your innovations and also your internal thoughts and really balancing those out, you are going to be successful. And then the last card is the Hermit. And once again, group 3, it is very important that you look within. The Hermit is all about looking within, and it's about really seeking and finding your own inner wisdom. So you have the potential to make whatever it is you're working on go viral, don't get me wrong, but you need to turn within and you need to find your own inner wisdom, because once you find that, you're going to have the success it is that you're looking for. So group 3, in context of being famous, you definitely can become an internationally known, like very famous person, but it is important for you that you do some reflection, that you understand not everything that's in your life that you're not happy with, it's not all going to change overnight, and some of it might never change. So it's kind of working with your circumstances, being creative, and continuing to push in this innovative way. And definitely, you know, the Magician is, again, about opening up your channel. So you have this connection to the universe and this divine energy, and make sure that you make use of it. Because if you make use of that, you can do that through meditation, through Reiki, there's many different ways. If you make use of that, you are going to be very successful, and there is a high probability that you will be famous. Thank you so much for watching today. If this video resonated with you, please leave some comments. It would be great for me to get some feedback, and definitely if there are different topics that you want to do a pick a card reading on, let me know, because I can make those videos very easily for you. Definitely looking forward to getting to know all of you. And I hope that, on a serious note, that this reading gave you some guidance and some clarity on where you are in your life and where you're headed. And it seems like for all 3 groups, there's a probability that you can definitely be famous. So this is just a reminder to remember to look within and to make time to do these types of readings, because they are good for your alignment on a spiritual, mental, and emotional level. So thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please hit the subscribe button, because I'll be posting a lot of them regularly.